Hello and welcome to Austria and the Melk circuit here for the 5th round of the FIA European Rallycross Championship. Just a week after the round in Hungary, here we are in this picturesque Austrian village of Melk. Sverre Isaksson leading the way, but Michael Jörnberg, after his win in Hungary, is closing the gap at the top of the standings. As always, in the European Rallycross, we have the rounds of heats before we reach the final. And this was an action-packed weekend, as it always is. And the yellow flags were out right at the start. So much dust, and look at that. Right into the back. And followed up as well. Pino Mäki there, caught in between the two cars. It was the German number 28 of Munich that was the third car in the sandwich, but Pino Mäki, fortunately, all the drivers coming out more or less unscathed. Quite remarkable, really. So much dust
a lot of
in
things
the circuit.
Already from the start. I had a very good start, and
happened?
in the first corner we have a tire chicane, and I was in good position there. But I need to brake for one other car, and I think it was Proctor. He hit me straight in the back wheels, so I fly to somebody else in the front. So my car was completely broken, not moving. So I moving 20 meters down, and the engine, everything stopped, and was no way to move the car. So I, lucky enough, I decided to run out. With this helmet and the horns there and the net there was stuck a little bit. And I just running, and I see Walfridsson coming in the next lap. And he just vanished, but they have not put no protection for the dust. So he see my car, but then was only dust. So the next car was Pino Mäki, not see my car. So he went full speed straight in my back. And after there, this Munich coming, and he not see nothing, and he not left. So he have maximum speed in Pino Mäki's car. So all three just off.
Well, Per Uckland, the lucky escape, but the car's absolutely written off.
You see, after such a crash, it's amazing that you're standing here having
you see
almost
Pino Mäki
nothing.
after that.
Yeah, I saw the crash just 2 hours ago on a video, and yeah, I now see that what has happened. I didn't remember much, and heavy crash, but I think we had the angels without yesterday.
Did you really not see Per standing there?
I saw him about 10-15 meters before I hit him. It was very heavy dust, and when I came out from the dust, I saw his car standing in the middle of the track, and I had no possibility to go around him.
It looked very bad when they took you away, but how comes that you're here now?
I don't know. It's a miracle. I don't know. No, the car took the crash quite good, and also we were extremely lucky that both of the hits first came straight from the front, and the second one came straight from the rear. If the second car would come into the car from the side, that would have been good. So it was a lot of luck with us yesterday.
We see you back soon?
In hell, yes, I hope we are back.
You see Pino Mäki then will score no points here in Austria after his third place finished last week in Hungary. So now here back to the action. Heat number 1 in Division 1. And here we have all the favourites as well, including the Hungary winner Michael Jörnberg is there, the championship leader Sverre Isaksson in the number 4, Andreas Eriksson, Frode Holte and Ludwig Hunsberg. And that's Michael Jörnberg looking to make it back-to-back wins, immediately into the lead in this first Division 1 Heat 1 round. You can see so much dust as they all take it wide. Beautiful weather. Perhaps the drivers would have appreciated a little bit of rain. As we see there, the number 2 of Ludwig Hunsberg. Just getting edged out of it. The Volvo of Isaksson in second place. Frode Holte there, who was one of the unwitting stars of the last round, with that jump start, which meant the whole B final had to be rerun. Ludwig Hunsberg is back in the race, but a long way down. The Ford Fiesta of Andre Eriksson in third spot. Isaksson starting to put some pressure on. Eriksson getting it all sideways there, and very lucky just to squeeze back onto the circuit in the nick of time. And the battle at the front now. Björnberg and Isaksson. Almost side by side through the dust, keeping the nose in. Björnberg getting it sideways. Isaksson. He's the most consistent driver so far, Isaksson. Second place in every round to date. For second place sees him on top of the standings, ahead of Björnberg. Then comes Hansen and Ludwig Hunsberg. As Björnberg just managed to break the resistance of Isaksson. Diving down into the dusty dirt section of the track, very bumpy as well. These cars four-wheel drive, of course, in Division 1. And it's Björnberg that gets across the line. So first blood to the Skoda man. Unfortunately for Ludwig Hunsberg, there was no way back. Andreas Eriksson claiming third ahead of Frode Holte. Isaksson's Ford Focus grabbing second. And the two Volvos bringing up the rear. Now we're going to jump ahead to the second round in Division 1. We've got Kenneth Hansen here in pole, and contact right from the start. Ole Christian Nordtveit getting it completely backwards. And now we're going to have a restart. Oh, it's Kenneth Hansen getting it very wide there, and the red flag is out. So as Nordtveit tried to get back going as well. So he's going to have a second chance. Look at this. Let's see what happened. In fact, it's not Nordtveit. It was Frode Holte that was caught in a sandwich. He knocked into Nordtveit. So not Nordtveit's fault. Will he be able to take the restart, though? There was a fair bit of contact there. You can see Frode Holte looking at the side of his car. He doesn't seem like he might be able to continue either. Nordtveit is back. Frode Holte is going to take his part there as well. So heat number 2 in Division 1. Jos Kuipers on pole, but it's Kenneth Hansen with a great start. And Helmut Filed in the yellow and blue machine into third place. There was more contact. That's Jos Kuipers, the Dutchman, in second place. But Kenneth Hansen, who won the opening round in the UK. And he's going to be very hard to beat now. He's got the jump on Kuipers. Wild in the little Polo as they come round the roundabout and down into the dirt section. Frode Holte is not there either as the cars come down through the dust. That's where that incredible crash happened. And it looks as though Hansen, does he have a problem? No, he gets the gas back on. Kuipers was closing up behind. Not fight there, almost coming a cropper. Manages to keep it together. As you see, they got a great shot besides sideways through the chicane. Lots of drift, lots of sliding around these four-wheel drive machines. Not fight closing the gap on Helmut Wild in the little Polo. He's running out of time, not fight. If he's going to launch that attack, it has to come sooner rather than later. No problem at the front for Kenneth Hansen. Takes the win ahead of Jos Kuipers. And Wild gets across in third, not fight fourth. And Frode Holte, well, there you see why. He disappeared from the action. Never easy to race with just 3 tires. Confirmation of the results, round 5, heat 2, division 1. More coming up. Welcome back to the action. Round 5 of the FIA European Rallycross here in Melk in Austria. And it's heat number 3. Frode Holte is starting in second on the grid, looking to make up for that disappointment in heat number 2. Also there, Menikanu is there. Skamev in the number 34. Cohen Povels in the number 19 as Frode Holte manages to squeeze through just ahead of Ludwig Hunsbeth. See the dust, seeing very little. You see there, Cohen Povels almost getting his lines mixed up as he went a little bit wide to get some clean vision through the dusty track, but he almost paid for it in the next bend. And there you see just how difficult it is for these drivers. Where is Povels? There he is emerging, still holding on to third place. Minikanov is putting the pressure on though. Frode Holte has made a great start ahead of Hunsbeth. The 2 Volvos in first and second. You get the feeling there's going to be a little bit more to come with that trailing 3. Minikanov in the Citroën trying to put the pressure on Povels. Well, we saw the crash on the opening day of action here as the 2 leaders come through the roundabout. Frode Holte. Well, it's a huge advantage leading around with a clean track ahead of you, even though you can see the dust that's been turned up from these 4-wheel drive machines. And it's sitting all across the track now. Just as in the French round, the 3rd round of this series, there's no joker lap here in Melk. It's time for the final lap. Frode Holte getting a little bit wide. That's allowed Hunsbeth to close back up. The slightest mistake from Frode Holte will hand this to Hunsbeth. And it's not easy to overtake on this track. And you really have to rely on errors from your adversaries if you want to get past. Frode Holte makes no mistake and gets across the line. Only just. Hunsbeth throwing everything at him on the final straight. Cohen Povels is there, and obviously we've had a little problem with Rustan Menikanov, who drops down to 5th for the profit of Shemiev in the Ford Focus. And moving right along now, heat number 4 of Division 1. We're working our way towards the finals. And we've got the Frenchman Jean-Luc Paillet in here in the Peugeot 207. Andreas Eriksson is on pole. Helmut Wild in the number 48. We see the grid girls in their traditional dress. We've got the local Austrian Peter Ramler there as well in the Seat on the outside of the grid. Oh, and it's not a good start for Notfight. Jean-Luc Paillet must have thought he had first place into that bend there, but taking no prisoners. Andreas Eriksson in the Ford, just forcing his way up the inside. The little polo of Helmut Wild in third place ahead of the Seat of Ramler. You really can see just how dangerous this is. Notfight stalling at the start. But that dust problem is becoming a real problem, and Ramler is not taking any chances through the dusty section. He's dropped right off the pace. Jean-Luc Paillet in the 207, trying to put the pressure on Eriksson in the Ford. And of course, fans of Motors TV's coverage of the Andros Trophy, the ice racing in France. Jean-Luc Paillet will be a very familiar name. A regular competitor in that series, and well, the Rallycross is not so far removed from the ice racing four-wheel drive cars without the studs that you have in the Trophy Andros on the tires, but it's all slipping and sliding around just the same. Again, it's status quo at the front. Will we be relying on a mistake from Eriksson if Jean-Luc Paillet wants to get through into top spot? Well, vision strictly naught as they come through there. And Paillet deciding to even give Eriksson a little bit of air. You've got to try and put the pressure on. You have to put the pressure on to try and force an error from your opponent, but you can't get too close through those dusty sections because any error is likely to take you with them as well. Gets a good run out of there, Paillet. He's back in contact. Perhaps Eriksson just taking the foot off the gas a little bit to bring it home. I wouldn't have thought so. No problem for Andreas Eriksson. Taking the win in Heat 4. Round 5, Eriksson from Paillet, Wild and Ramler. And now it's the C final of Division 1. The winner will qualify for the B final. And the winner of the B final will go all the way through to the A final, but only the winner, so imperative to win. Frode Holte is there again. Ole Christian Notfight is there, Koen Povels, Peter Ramler, Pavel Kukni as well. The finals with plenty of cars on the grid as well. And it's the number 48 of Helmut Wild on the inside, but it's a great start from Frode Holte. And a good start from Notfight as well, who's through into second. Contact further back between Wild and Povels. Povels getting it very wide, then diving down, but he's lost another place there. There's Pavel Kukni who's inherited that. He's up to 4th. But Frode Holte looking good in this C final. He's had a tough old weekend. That contact in heat number 1, and then losing the tyre in heat number 2. He seems finally to have everything in full working order. Frode Holte's best result so far this year is 8th place. He's got that 3 times. And he's currently down in 8th place in the standings as well. Makes sense. You see the rocks flying around as well. Frode Holte with a comfortable lead. Notveit getting it very wide. Can Helmut Field get in? He does. In the polo. And a really great drive from Helmut Field here. Well, it's been a difficult weekend for Notveit as well, between crashes and stalling, which is the reason why he's here. And of course, don't forget, there's the absence of Jussi Pinomaki as well, and that will cost him dearly. The 3rd place man from Hungary last week. Victory in the C final though for Frode Holte. 3rd place for Notveit. Then Povels coming across there. Getting home just ahead of Peter Ramler. And Pavel Kukni bringing up the rear in the Ford Fiesta. So victory for Volvo. And we'll be back after the break for more from Melk. Welcome back on Motors TV, your high-speed television network. And this is Division 1A. So we're not with the 4-wheel drive machines now. Division 1A, 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive machines. It's the B final. Petrokovic is there. Olivier Bossard in the number 102. Manfred Beck. Vulank Veverka Jr. And Jaroslav Kieri is there as well. Olivier Bossard, not the best start for the Frenchman. Down in 4th place. And it's Christian Petrakovic that's leading the way. David Johansson. That seems a bit of a problem there for Johansson. He's got the bonnet of his car just flapping around a little bit there. I don't know if that's the result of some contact. There's almost more contact there. He's putting the pressure on, pushing up the inside. Brilliant stuff. Well, more contact. Side by side. Look at this, contact again. Great stuff from the Seat man, Petrakovic. What a battle this is. David Johansson. His car is barely being held together. Same goes for Petrakovic now. Jaroslav Kiani in 3rd place at the moment. Oops. Huge Johansson. Well, somersaulting, cartwheeling around there. And I think he brought Jaroslav Kiani with him. Who's there, who comes immediately, parks his car to come and check how David Johansson is. Look at the state of that car. And he seems to be moving around in there. But he was to be injured, David Johansson. They left him in the car until the medics could get there. Look at that. Spinning around.
Jean-Luc, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire à votre avis?
Je pense que cet accident n'est pas vraiment dû au
Here
caillou,
we
mais
have
c'est quand même un accident.
what happened with that accident, and we're going to hear from the experienced Jean-Luc Paillet. Well, David Johansen's been taken by helicopter to the hospital. It's very dangerous. Perhaps we won't race anymore because there are huge stones. And I'm not sure if that's what caused David Johansen's, but I don't want to be responsible for the death of a spectator if they get hit by a rock, or a driver if they spin. I think we should really stop racing today. Well, Jean-Luc Paillet that thought perhaps it would be most sensible to cause a halt to proceedings. We've had some huge crashes and the very serious injury to David Johansen as well, but the organisers decided that the show must go on. That's a restart then of the B final in Division 1A. Let's just see if the temperatures have just come down a little bit. Looks like they've tried to clean up a bit of the circuit there. But a strange feeling it was towards the final stages of race day in Melk in Austria, round 5 of the European Rallycross Championship. Petrakovic was back in the front, but much of the drivers' thoughts were with David Johansen. Petrakovic leading now from the Frenchman Olivier Bossart in the Citroën number 102. Manfred Beck in third place. There you see the cars bouncing around. The Frenchman finishing the stronger, but it's the Seat of Petrakovic that gets the nod in the B final in Division 1A, and he will take his place in the A final in Division 1A. There you have it, confirmation of the results. The Seat from the Citroën, Manfred Beck, coming in third, ahead of the two Peugeots of Verka Jr. and Kalny. Well, the spectators turned out in force. And now we're back to the big boys, Division 1. And this is the B final. Frode Holte. Victory in the C final means that he is starting from the back of the grid in the B final. And if he wants to make it all the way through to the A final, he'll have to produce something very impressive indeed. Jean-Luc Paillet is there, Ludwig Hunsbett in the Volvo. Guttorm Lindefjell is there as well. Kevin Proctor also, and there's the start, and again it's three abreast, and it's Hunsbett that comes off worst, and then comes back Hunsbett and knocks Jean-Luc Paillet out of the way. Brilliant stuff from Kevin Proctor, hanging on to that first place, but not for long. It's Hunsbett who gets through. Jean-Luc Paillet is right behind him. Proctor just getting it too wide there, unable to get the power down. And that opened the door for Hunsbett, who didn't need a second invitation. Hunsbett wide, but not wide enough to open the door for Proctor in the Ford. Jean-Luc Paillet right there. This is the B final, of course, as again Proctor gets it a little bit too wide, opening the door for Paillet and almost pushing Proctor into the wall. He's just about kept it together, but he's gonna, I think, let the others through there as well. And the contact between Proctor and Payet has ended up with both going out, Payet retiring. Proctor is there. I think he's going to keep lapping, but now the battle is on for the podium. It's all fallen into place for that man, Ludwig Hunsbeth, who just has to keep it together and bring it home in the Volvo. And he'll be taking his place in the A final. We haven't seen Frode Holte. Well, there he is, up into third place behind Lindefeld. He's got a problem there at the rear of his car, Lindefeld. No problem at the front for Hunsbeth. Ludwig Hunsbeth cruising through after that contact between Proctor and Payet. And it's the Skoda of Guttorm Lindefeld who takes third place. Frode Holt is settling for third, rather. Lindefeld second. Proctor coming home in fourth. And moving right along, we're back now with Division 2. As you can see, Proctor's car going on the back of the track. Well, we've had a look at Division 1A, and now here we are in the final, the grand final, the A final of Division 2. And this, the cars rear-wheel drive, pretty impressive machines. And the battling is fierce here as well. The Fiesta is into the lead. Jos Sturkens is there in the Ford Focus. Now Nicholas Lööv is there in the Citroën Xara. We've also got Roman Castoral, the Czech driver in the Opel. Guino Kennis in the BMW, and Patrick Mertens in the Polo. But this race has been split into two. The front three have got away from the back three. Knut Ove Borset leading the way in the number 218 Ford Fiesta. And he's got a little bit of a jump on Jos Sturkens, who's under pressure from the Citroën Xara of Per Niklas Lööv. Knut Ove Borset has got away at the front. Can Niklas Lööv get close enough to Jos Sturkens? At the moment, Sturkens holding firm. You can see at the end of the weekend, these cars have taken a real battering. Held together with gaffer tape and chewing gum for the most part as we come to the final. Can't get close enough in the Xara to launch an out-and-out attack. Maybe just leaving it for the final lap. They're into the dirt track. You can see further back, Castorel and Kennis. The BMW of Kennis just closing up, trying to make a battle of it for fourth place. Had some action. Look at this further back. It is coming back very strongly. The Opel Astra of Roman Castoral in the 237 is just about joined this race for second place. see out in the distance there, Knut over Bosset, no problem whatsoever for him. But after a slow start, Castorel and Kennis are really making a good fist of this. Kennis is a little bit too far back. But can Castorel climb onto the podium? It looks like the 20 points clearly for Knut over Bosset in the Ford Fiesta. At the moment, Sturkens is there, and for Per-Niklas Löv, well, he's looking to claim second place ahead of him, but also looking to hold on to third. If he has a look in his rear vision mirror, not that he'll see much during the dirt sections. And here we're in to the bumpy. No problem at all at the front for the Ford Fiesta. Knut over Bosset taking the 20 points from this round in Melk in Austria. And what a finish it was for the end, but Sturkens just getting there ahead of Per-Niklas Löv, Roman Castorel, Kino Kennis and Patrick Mertens in the polo bringing up the rear. Welcome back to Motors TV. It's the final part now of this look back at round 5 of the FIA European Rallycross Championship from Melk in Austria. It's the last 2 A finals to bring you now the first in Division 1A. We've got plenty of cars out on the track as well. The Polo, a couple of Renault Clios in there. Sead Ibiza of Christian Petrakovic is there. He came through the B final. Well, he had the right line there in the Polo, and he slid up the inside. The door was open and no one closed it as well. So very fair driving in Division 1A. The Renault Clios in behind the Polo. Eduard Leganov, the Russian from Timur Timerzyanov and Ilda Rakhmatulin. 3 Russians leading the way in Division 1A. The Briton Liam Doran and Pat Doran not here racing this weekend, not scoring any points. Per Ucklund, of course, involved in that huge crash at the start of the day with Jussi Pinomaki. The pressure right on Eduard Leganov and the 105 VW Polo Mark IV. Christian Petrakovic came through the B final, qualifying for the A final, and he's climbed up to 4th place, but there's a bit of a gap now behind the leading 3. The 2 Renaults all over the back of the Polo, but there's no way through just yet. Timerzyanov really putting the pressure on Leganov, closing up right behind. Can he get the inside line? The Polo keeping it very tight. The Volkswagen machine defending his territory well. Timerzyanov can't forget about behind him, and Rakhmatulin, who seems to be fast through the dirt portions of this circuit, and then just loses a bit of ground on the bitumen. As they come back in, bouncing around, that's where there could be an opening. Timazhinov launching the attack. Once again, you can see Rakhmatulin closing right up behind. Well, the top three look certain to be on the podium. It's just in which order. Leganov leading at the moment. The VW Polo holding the Renault Clios at arm's length, and has he just opened up enough of a lead to bring this one home now? Timazhinov. Once again, the Clio's closing right up on the dirt. It's not just Rakhmatulin, but Timazhinov seems faster than Leganov as well. But not close enough. And it's Eduard Leganov in the 105 VW Polo that takes the 20 points. Timazhinov second, Rakhmatulin third, Petrakovits, Leeson and Zdenek Jamak in the Skoda in sixth place. And now the final race of the weekend here in Melk. The A final, Jörnberg, Hansen, Valfridsson, Hunspet, Eriksson, Isaksson. Another great crowd turning out for the European Rallycross Championship. We're set for the start, lights out. 6 cars taking the A final, and it's a great start for the championship leader, Isaksson. Sverrir Isaksson leading. Then from the inform Skoda of Michael Jörnberg. Then comes the reigning champ, Kenneth Hansen in the Citroën. And there's plenty of contact there. Somehow Hansen keeps it together. Under pressure from Hunspet, and it's Andreas Eriksson that loses out there. The championship leader, Sverrir Isaksson. As we see that battle back there. Look at the front of Andreas Eriksson's car. It's taken a battering. It's all bent up, the bonnet. As they fly down the hill and back onto the bitumen, it's Hansen after that great move to claim third place. But here comes Hunspet down the outside. That was a brave attempt. And he's lost one place. Stig Oliv Valfridsson in the number 8 Renault Clio, moving up a spot behind Hansen. Hunspet, he's under pressure from Eriksson at the front. Isaksson and Jörnberg still leading the way. There we see the lead. Oh, and contact between Eriksson and Hunspet. And Eriksson looks like, does he have a problem? He's got through. You'd have to say that the Volvo there of Hunspet is just starting to pay the price for all his offs and contacts, and there's a big problem for Sverrir Isaksson because he's lost his rear right. He's keeping the pressure on. Well, he won't be able to last too much longer, and it's even going to be quite dangerous. Jörnberg joins up. Now he's just got to wait for the opening. Isaksson's not going to make it easy for him. Well, it's a fairly impressive piece of racing from Isaksson, but he's holding everyone up. It's going to make for a great finish because they're all closed up now. Jörnberg now up the inside. Isaksson decides that there's no point holding it up for everyone. So Jörnberg is in front, but they're all right there now as Ericsson gets it wide. Jornberg then, after his win a week ago in Hungary, now leads the A final in Division 1 from Kenneth Hansen in the Citroën, and then the Renault Clio of Stig Olof Valfridsson. At the moment, it's a Swedish 1, 2, 3. Ludwig Hunsberg is battling tooth and nail with Andreas Eriksson, and he's got past him. A problem for Eriksson, another problem for Eriksson. Isaksson doesn't complete it, not for a want of trying, and it's Michael Jornberg. Back-to-back wins. His second win of the season then. Jornberg, Hansen, Valfridsson, Eriksson, Isaksson, and Hunsberg. In the end, coming down in fourth. You see the result of Eriksson's car. What a weekend's racing we've had, and of course, all the thoughts going to the Division 1A driver, David Johansson. It's been a rough old week. Well, thanks for joining us for this week, and don't forget to join us again very, very soon for more European Rallycross Championship on Motors TV.